Welcome to Mrs. J's Book Nook. Today I have a beautiful story, Ziggy, the puppy who learned to meditate, written by Yongey Mingyur Rinpoche and Tori Hayden. Copyright 2009, published by Turga International. This is the story of Ziggy the dog. He was about this big. He had long hair at the top end and shorter hair at the bottom end. It was mostly brown, but some of it was white. You might think he looked a little bit like a lion, except for one thing. No lion ever looked as rumpled up, messy as Ziggy. That's because no lion ever loved chasing pigeons as much as Ziggy did. Chasing pigeons was Ziggy's favourite thing. Ziggy was part of the Anderson family, along with Dad, Mum, Jenny, baby Jack. Sometimes the Andersons had fun together. Sometimes they didn't. But mostly they were just ordinary, maybe a bit like your family. Ziggy and the Andersons lived in an apartment in a tall building. Across the street was a little park just for the people living in the apartment building to use. It had a tall fence and a gate to make it very safe. The Andersons liked going there. The park was Ziggy's most favourite place in the whole world. What do you think he's enjoying doing there? Ziggy's second most favourite place in the whole world was on the back of the couch. From there he could see the park below. It was his park, so he liked to keep an eye on everything that happened there. One day Ziggy was sitting on the back of the couch watching his park when he saw someone new. A boy about Jenny's age let himself into the park. Quietly he walked across the paved area where the pigeons liked to sun themselves. The pigeons didn't fly up in a whoosh. Ziggy started to bark excitedly to tell the boy this was his park. "What are you barking at?" Jenny asked. She climbed onto the couch to see out the window. "That's Nico. His family just moved into the apartment on the first floor. I saw him at school yesterday. He's in Mrs. Grayson's class. So you don't have to get so excited. He's really nice." Ziggy hoped Nico had a ball. Ziggy loved playing with balls. He sat down on the back of the couch to watch. Nico didn't have anything at all to play with. Instead, he walked over to the far corner of the park and sat down on the grass. Wonder what he's doing. Nico sat with his legs crossed and his back straight. His eyes were almost closed, as if he was looking at something right in front of his nose. He looked just like the statue by the pond. The next day, Jenny and her friend Sarah were building a den in the park. Ziggy helped by chasing off the pigeons. "Ziggy, you're being too noisy," Jenny cried. Ziggy helped in other ways too. "Oh, Ziggy, quit stealing our sticks. Oh, Ziggy, quit bouncing around so much." Jenny and Sarah didn't want him to play. Ziggy felt bored and left out. He decided to look for some more pigeons to chase. And when Ziggy came to the part of the park where the pond was, there was Nico. The boy was sitting very still, just like he had the day before. He had a lovely, peaceful smile on his face. And Ziggy thought, "Oh, here is someone to play with. And he ran to say hello. Nico didn't seem to notice him. Ziggy tried his best tricks to get the boy's attention. Then Ziggy had to be a little more direct. He's licking his face. Hello, little dog. Here, come here so I can read your name. Ziggy. Hello, Ziggy. Just then, just beyond where Nico was sitting, Ziggy saw pigeons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pigeons in his park. Ziggy will take care of that. When he had chased the pigeons off, Ziggy came back. Perhaps Nico would like to come with him to look for more pigeons. That would be fun. I understand how exciting it is to make pigeons fly up, but did you know the pigeons feel very frightened when you do that? Nico said in a quiet voice. They were enjoying the warm sunshine when suddenly something big and fierce jumped at them and tried to catch them. Ziggy's having a little bit of a think about what Nico is explaining to him. Why don't you join me instead? I'm meditating. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. Nico said, Why don't you join me instead? I'm meditating. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing, Nico said, picking up a stick. Come over to the pond. See what happens in the pond when I whoosh a stick around in it? The water gets all muddy because it's been stirred up. Our minds are just like that water and get all stirred up with thoughts and feelings until everything's confused. But look, if I stop stirring the water and let it rest, it goes still and then becomes very clear. That's what meditating is. We simply let our mind rest and go still. This way our mind can become clear again, just like the water does. I meditate by sitting very quietly like this. I keep my back nice and straight and my muscles relaxed. Here, you try it. Ziggy's giving it his best shot, but it's not quite working. Until here. Then I relax my eyes so that they are not looking at anything and feel my breath as it goes in and out. I just barely rest my attention on it. Just then, 3 pigeons landed right near Ziggy. He forgot all about meditating. Ziggy ran this way. Ziggy ran that way. The pigeons flew away frightened. Nico came over and gently picked Ziggy up. When something is fun, it is hard to remember others' feelings because we are so busy having a good time. But pigeons are just like us. They feel unhappy when they are frightened too. Here, let's try again. Sometimes things distract us, but right now we are meditating. Instead of following those thoughts or feelings, we just let them go by. We gently bring our attention back to our breath going in and out. So Ziggy's still thinking about the pigeons, but he's really trying to sit still. At home, Ziggy went to his favourite place on the back of the couch to look out the window. Ziggy felt nice and calm inside. Even though Baby Jack dropped his cookie, Ziggy didn't jump down to steal it. He let Baby Jack pick it up again. The next day, when Ziggy was crossing the street with Mum and baby Jack to go to the park, a man on a motorbike came roaring around the corner very fast. "A monster is coming!" The loud noise and sudden movement gave Ziggy a bad fright. He pulled hard on the leash to get away and it slipped right out of Mum's hand. Ziggy was so scared he didn't look back, he just ran. The motorbike monster came running after him. "Ziggy!" a voice called. It was Nico. He was on his way to the park too. When Ziggy saw Nico ahead, he ran straight towards him. "Poor Ziggy," Nico said, and scooped him up. "You're trembling all over." "Oh, thank you so much for catching him," Mum said to Nico. "May I help you?" Nico said. "I'm going to the park too. Perhaps I can take care of Ziggy for you while we're there." As they came close to the pond, there was a pigeon having a drink. "Oh, look out, pigeon!" Ziggy barked enthusiastically. "Here I come." Hold on a minute," Nico said. Remember how you felt when the motorbike came roaring down the street? You were so frightened you ran for your life. That's a horrible feeling. When you chase the pigeons, they feel just the same. They think you must be a monster, and they feel that horrible, scared feeling. It isn't fun to them, just like being chased by the motorbike wasn't fun for you. Come on, let's give our minds a rest. Let's meditate. Ziggy let his mind go quiet and still. When thoughts came, he let them float by like clouds. He's still thinking about chasing those pigeons, but at least he's sitting very still. Ziggy liked the relaxed, happy way meditation made his mind feel. Every day he practiced a little bit. Sometimes he practiced in the park with Nico. Sometimes he practiced in the park on his own. Sometimes he practiced at home. It wasn't hard at all. When thoughts and feelings came, he just let them float by while his mind rested. And you can see the pigeons are starting to feel a little bit more relaxed around him as well. The Anderson family noticed a change. "I like how Ziggy doesn't bark so much anymore," Mum said. "He seems much happier and he's more fun to be with when he isn't getting too excited all the time." "May I join you?" Jenny asked the next day when she saw Ziggy running to greet Nico in the park. "Will you show me what you and Ziggy are doing?" "Yes, of course," Nico said with a friendly smile. "It's very easy." Nico picked up a stick. "Come over to the pond. I'll show you how our minds can get all stirred up like the water. And then how we make them nice and clear again."